Welcome back to Wario Land 3. So let's go back to the Warped Void.
Yeah, apparently the treasure that we got...
control switch that can activate portals within said void.
It was actually specifically called the warp removal apparatus. Yeah, apparently it's that specific of a device.
Interesting.
Has science gone too far to you?
In the world of Mario and Mario, yeah.
I hate these. I hate these bears.
And this is before Professor Egad.
Yeah, I was about to mention. Professor Egad alone brings an entire canvas of what the fuck. Another proof of that scientists are inherently evil.
He made that stupid paintbrush for Bowser Jr. What?
Yeah, he did.
He also made Flood.
To be fair, he didn't make it for him. It's just that he stole it.
No.
Why did he give it to him?
Yeah. Because that's the thing. He gave it to Bowser Jr. for some inane reason.
I guess he got was. Oh, what a nice kid! I'll give him a present. Maybe, I don't know.
Is there a plot synopsis that explains why he did that?
No. Maybe the wiki explains it. I'm already there, so let me give you a second.
Go ahead and check to you.
Also, yeah, this level is a bit too many bears for my liking.
That's a criticism I didn't think I'd hear about a video game. Too many bears.
It's because remember these bears freeze you and make Wario go straight to the opposite direction until something hits him. So it can be really annoying to deal with. All right, let's get up. God damn it! Stop. Yeah.
Boing. Hey, asshole, you're making me drop the barrel!
Okay, when it comes to what exactly happened, it's a bit murky, but what the wiki states is that Bowser Jr. stole it, but, Ben, when he has to talk to Mario, he claimed that he gave to him, but he was, plainly lying at that point.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay, so
apparently, sorry, go on.
The fact that he's lying is not something that I recall being emphasized in the story.
I mean, it's Bowser Jr., Joe, but it's more of a case of lying for the fact that he will never, admit that he had to steal something like that. Also, Jesus Christ.
I hate this guy.
It was a kid naive enough to think that Peach was his mother.
No, he knew.
And yet he still went through with all that stuff. Part of me
loves his dad.
Yeah. You see, Bowser is also a terrible father because he plays favorites. Bowser Jr. is his favorite.
Yeah, he only acknowledges Bowser Jr. is his only kid, and the Koopalings aren't.
Yeah.
What a terrible dad.
Well, he is the bad guy, so.
And a very incompetent one most of the time.
Okay, so this particular...
I think he was on his A game in Dream Team.
So this particular session, you have to fall and you have to dodge whatever obstacles you come across until you get to the green chest. Problem is, since you fall really rapidly, you have to do this a couple times until you memorize the layout. Fortunately, you just immediately respawn right back here, so it's incredibly easy to retry, so it's not that big a deal.
Alright, let's see what's inside. A flask with something inside.
A red potion from the Zelda games?
Sure. Let me see what it's labeled as.
It's actually a blood because you put it here.
Yeah, it's called Demon's Blood.
And it creates some kind of satanic ritual that brings the zombies to the forest.
Okay, this game's getting dark. Voids that are essentially purgatory and demon blood that can manipulate the dead.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that this magical world inside of a music box is not as pretty as Wario initially might have thought.
At this point, Mario, maybe you should be wondering if the money is really worth it from this totally trustworthy dude.
Deity, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's like again, it's one of those cases where you can tell this is the developer mindset, as in from the developer's perspective, it's just another it's the cool thing that allows, it's the cool thing with the blood that allows you to unlock the stuff in the graveyard and all of it. So yeah, there you go, it's cool contextual action, but they don't actually think it any deeper than that, and as a result, any kind of possible dark rituals in the game like this, and it's just like the developers probably didn't even think it in those terms. They just saw it as a means to an end.
Honestly, that feels like Nintendo's MO on a lot of stuff. Just look at Kirby.
Oh yeah, that's how most of Nintendo's design tends to be in general.
And yet they knowingly made a Pokemon that kidnaps children.
Multiple, Jova.
Yes.
So we got the Piper Pokemon.
And I guess to be fair, now as of Legends, those Pokemon can now literally kill those children on screen too.
Hooray.
I mean, since Legends is a prequel, then you mean they used to be able to do that?
Especially Snorlax. Like, Jesus, that guy just wants you to think he's sleeping so he can eat you.
Okay, so the idea... there we go. I had to fall so I can get through the spikes, and, well, zombie farm problem is, since there's a lot of lights coming from the fire, yeah, you have to fall at the right spot, otherwise you'll be turned back into normal Wario. Yeah, basically just keep ducking so their heads won't hit you and turn you into a zombie.
No head.
Look, Ma, no heads. Yeah.
These sound effects, they're glorious.
Alright, let's go through. And
There you go. The blue chest, so let's see what's inside. A key card.
yes.
A credit card.
It's actually a key card, Whips. However, we will not be using it still because we need 2 key cards to open a specific level. So we're going to have to get back to that later.
Key card for Hotel Wario.
Oh please.
But yeah, hey, that's since nowadays people seem to be making sequels to games that weren't particularly popular back when they came out. Why not a Hotel Mario sequel but with Wario?
Again, Nintendo is trying to not to forget, but try to, prevent any kind of capitalization of any of the CDI games.
Of course.
I'm actually surprised they haven't taken down the PC port that a fan made recently of Wand of Gamelon. Anyway, I'm more concerned with the fact that plumbers don't wear ties. We still have no news. Like a limit. Like they announced that they were bringing it back.
Last year's E3.
They were necessarily bringing it back, but we haven't gotten any news on that since then.
The people deserve
that's
to have the return of that classic, people.
Yes, of course. So I can record it, so we can just have a laugh at it.
We don't even need them. We just use YouTube.
Well, but remember, Drebs, this
Well, where's the fun in that, Dwibs?
But,
It takes off for the immersion.
I don't even know what kind of trophy list can be there for a game like that.
that's the thing, Dwibs.
Is there a trophy called "Take Your Damn Clothes Off"? Or something?
I hope not.
like
Why? Because it's too easy.
yeah, basically.
The game in general, it's not even a case of being too easy. It's just a matter of very few choices that you have to do. It's barely a game, to be honest. It's probably the Flowers of Rubber Maple Thorpe is more of a game than that.
It's like no, it's more so. Well, that's the thing, Dwebs. Remember, it's going to be a proper. We're going back to the original source of the original intro video, and the screenshots are apparently going to be straight from the source, meaning they're going to look much better in quality compared to how they looked in the 3DO. So it will look nicer, I guess. So there's that.
I mean, it can't look any worse.
All right. It's right here. The last time we heard of this was back in June 14th, 2021. Limited Run Games said, finally, the most requested and anticipated game of all time. We're bringing Plumbers Don't Wear Ties to PS4, PS5, PC, and Switch, physically and digitally. Follow us for more info. And since then, it's been radio silence on this. So
At this point, we really might as well get a port from the town with no name.
Maybe.
It says right here on the image that they shared, coming soon. Okay, coming soon. It's already been more than half a year. What exactly do you mean with the word soon?
Maybe I
You
guess
see-
I guess porting a game that consists almost nothing but still images is harder than it looks.
I find that very unlikely. Like,
I mean, seriously.
well,
That's probably a game that's so easy to port that an amateur could probably port that game.
Okay, so just like the Green Treasure, yeah, this one is also one of those where you have to constantly try your best to get not only the key, but of course to get to the chest itself. There you go, got the key. Now let's see if we can. Now let's see if we can. Again, it's just all about doing it over and over until you memorize the layout. It's trial and error level design. Fortunately, unlike something like other games, like some of the lesser levels in Sonic Unleashed, because you can easily retry, and it's a very quick thing. It doesn't really matter much in the grand scheme of things. So let's see what's in there. Ooh,
It's
a crayon.
a crayon, one of the crayons, yeah.
Yeah.
A crayon with a drawing already floating near.
Okay, it's technically yellow, but the game labels it as brown.
We'll get we'll get we'll get all the crayons and see what the minigame. Prepare to be disappointed, by the way. You're probably thinking, oh, what's the big secret minigame that you unlock? I mean, in Wario Land 2, you unlock a minigame, as Simon Says, that's different from the other minigames. What possible minigame, a new cool minigame, will you be rewarded with by getting all the crayons? Prepare yourselves to be disappointed.
Very.
Are we getting hopefully it should be less disappointing than Crash Party.
What was that again?
Don't you mean Crash Bash?
No, Crash Party.
I think
Sort
he
of
means
Is that
Crash
what it's called
Boom
in Europe?
No,
I think
no.
it's dead. He's not talking about Crash Bash. If anything, it's probably closer to Crash Boom and Bang.
No.
That's
I'm talking about that hidden mini game that you can get in Crash Nitro Kart and the Fusion games, where it's basically a really pissy simplistic rhythm game.
right, that.
Yeah, you basically, in order to get it to work, you put in a copy of either Nitro Kart or either Fusion game into your Game Boy Advance or DS or whatever. Hold down the L and R button when it boots up, and bam, you've got it. And what reward do you get for completing it?
Nothing.
3 rockets to use against Velo in Nitro Kart.
Brilliant.
So, like I said, essentially nothing.
I
Basically.
mean, it's something at least. It's like the most. It's the most nothingest something you can get.
What a paradox, but you're not wrong.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
idea here is that we're trying to get to the blue key. So
With the annoying owl.
oh yeah, that particular bit, like that upper path, by the way, with the owl. That one is incredibly difficult because of the way the owl controls. And guess what? It only leads you to one of those big coins with a musical note.
Goody.
So trust me, everybody. If you see this upper path right here, and you think it's too hard, like I do, trust me, give up on it. It's not worth the effort. Okay, let's just. Yeah, I think this is the point where I'm still trying to see if I can maybe do it. But see, here's the thing about it. It's the fact that the owl still controls about the same way it did in Wario Land 2. Which and so it requires a lot of tight maneuvering, very tight maneuvering. So it can be incredibly difficult to because
And you have to remember that it's Wario who takes the damage or anything. So the positioning wise, you have to look at Wario, not at the bird.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the one that actually leads to a proper key/treasure is actually this one, so which is far easier.
So you know that coin is bragging rights.
Basically. Yeah.
Basically.
Okay, we got the key. Let's get the treasure.
All right, let's see what's in this one. It's a spray can.
A spray can.
Yeah. It's let me see.
It actually does this.
It's called rust spray.
And I guess it makes that breakable?
Yes.
Huh.
It literally
you-
turns metal to rust.
I get the feeling that probably didn't exactly fly off the shelves when that was announced.
Maybe on the black market.
Probably.
Yes.
Alright, so let's see. Alright, so now we have some new levels where we can break one of those things and hopefully be able to get somewhere. Let's go first to the steep canyon. Alright, we've been here already, so I don't need to explain this. Oh, fuck. Alright, let's fall in the water. There we go. Is
You
that
must not pass, Wario.
You shall not pass.
You shall
that's
not
what-
touch the ring.
Alright, come on, Wario. Check it off. There we go.
It's just a regular Tuesday for you.
Yeah, I know. I practice. I practice each environmental hazard every day. On Monday it's fire day. On Tuesday it's zombie day. On Wednesday it's flood day. On Thursday it's vampire day. On Friday it's being squished day. On Saturday it's every single one of those, and I get Sunday off.
So I'm curious, Wario. What's the day where where you get frozen?
Saturday. As like I said, all the others plus a new one.
Okay, so you were alright. So on Saturday, that's when you were frozen on that day. Okay.
Yes. That's people. People always ask that. Wario, were you frozen today? And I say no. That's Saturday.
Yep.
So then what do you say on Saturday then?
I was frozen, set on fire, everything today. Not very catchy line, is it?
Apparently not. Okay, so now that we got through there, through the rusted steel, iron, whatever.
Don't try this at home, kids. That includes Mario.
Okay, so now we have to get past that fire block, meaning you have to light all the torches. Meaning you have to catch yourself on fire, and before you start burning, you have to get the fire into all the torches. This is easier said than done, because it doesn't take that long for... There you go, so you have to... Now you have to go down there, so yeah, it can be a bit hard to do that, because... yeah, it's... There you go.
And I guess, yeah, you have a time limit for that.
Of course you do. Fuck.
No.
Well, let's see what we have in here. Oh, I guess nothing.
Stop lighting my ass on fire!
Unfortunately, Wario, that's the only way we can get past this part.
Did you know that the guy
I
who-
might as well eat my ass if that well cooked.
Did you know that the guy who voiced Eggman in Japanese, the original one, also voiced Wario?
Check out
Akotsuka?
Otsuka. Otsuka played everybody, apparently.
I'm not sure if this voice type really fitted Wario. Or...
It was in the Japanese commercials, which makes the opening to Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympics makes sense a lot now, considering Wario and Eggman briefly team up. So it's like
It's the same voice actor, yeah.
Yeah, for the games they always use Charles anyway. So even in Japan.
Yeah, but for advertisements.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, damn it.
I mean, Charles can't speak Japanese, so he can't do it himself. So.
And I know, and apparently the guy who voices Eggman in a live-action movie is Beerus.
Oh.
Yes.
And he also voices Donald Duck.
Yes.
You mean basically? Sorry, was that Jim Carrey Eggman?
Yeah.
Interesting. And there we go, got it. Jesus.
Got him.
All it takes is setting yourself on fire to open
Multiple
that door.
times.
You see, Mario would just use a fire flower.
I can't use a firefly.
Which is interesting because in Wario Land 2, and Wario can use fire flowers, but
That's the only time since then I developed a fire flower allergy.
Ah, there you go.
there you go. Another one of these. All right, once again,
Yeah,
golf.
it's been a while since we've seen one.
Yeah, once again, golf minigame. We'll skip it over because, again, like I said, once you've seen one of these golf minigames, you've seen them all.
Lots of dunking.
Stupid cousin. People keep calling me Wario Mario. It's annoying.
There you go. And now this is where we can finally get through the rolling, so that you can get. Oh fuck.
So I developed a coping mechanism. Every time someone calls me that, I refer to Mario as Mario.
Well, that is his actual name.
Yeah, I mean, it is Super Mario Brothers. It's like the one thing from the movie that kind of makes sense.
Mixed up.
Yeah.
It's shame is kind of overruled by everything. Actually, no, not a shame. Mario had to suffer through that movie. I didn't.
If only you had been in the movie Wario, surely that would have saved it.
Absolutely.
No, it wasn't. Princess Daisy was in that movie. That didn't save it, did it?
Yeah, in that version, Daisy's actually a female dinosaur.
With a third eye.
So can we not talk about that movie, please?
I mean, Deji, to be fair, it's better than what they did to Yoshi.
Yeah.
Hashtag not my Yoshi.
You know, honestly, I've seen some people make...
That's what I was like when I saw it with Pedro.
Yeah,
No.
I'm referencing you.
You know, I've seen some people make fan art of what the movie would have been like if, you know, it was more of a Roger Rabbit sort of deal.
Yeah.
It would have been a better movie.
Would have been, let me see if I can find...
I mean, that's the thing, that the movie went through various tones during its development. Like, at one point, they wanted a more, for lack of a better term, gritty movie. Then when they hired the directors, the directors wanted to do a more unconventional type of movie, like Max Headroom, which is what they were most.
It looks like a tampon.
It's called Blue Chemical.
Blue Chemical.
You need to combine with another one that we haven't found yet.
Yep.
But instead we got this weird mishmash.
All right, back to the Cave of Flames.
Alan Silvestri, he's ended up doing 2 video game movie scores.
What was the other one?
Mario Brothers and Tomb Raider Cradle of Life.
I don't remember anything score-wise of that, so...
That was probably Alan Silvestri picking up his paycheck. I mean, again, it's Cradle of Life. Who wasn't doing it just for the paycheck in that film?
Remind me again, with who is the main love interest of Lara in that movie? Gerald Butler?
Gerald Butler. Yeah.
Maybe him?
Well, I mean, if he enjoyed the experience, then you know, good for him, I guess. But like I said, you know how Yandabot's films kept getting worse and worse?
Yeah.
After Speed, I mean. You could only imagine. You guys can only imagine how bad Cradle of Life was. It's like I said before. I'd rather watch Alone in the Dark than watch that film. At least Alone in the Dark was fun.
Were they planning a third movie, but they cancelled it? I'm actually curious.
Jolie didn't want to do another one.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, that's just what I don't understand. I mean, you'd think after how bad The Haunting was, that Yandabon would have at least gone back to his cinematographer career, but no, he decided to try and make another movie, and instead he ended up making one that's worse than a German film director who decided to exploit a loophole in film tax laws. Yeah, again, at least Alone in the Dark is unintentionally hilarious. You had all the classic stuff. The preposterous story, the laughably bad special effects,
the weird editing,
everything. Tomb Raider Cradle of Life has shark punching. That's it.
That sounds like it could be awesome, but I'm guessing it wasn't.
Well, it's one scene, and the rest of the movie is just dull. It's so fucking boring. Yeah, a movie with Angelina Jolie and Gerard Butler having sex is boring.
So just like how just like a movie where you see Timothy Dalton fighting Willem Dafoe, and they somehow manage to make it boring too.
Yeah, and one of those rare cases where Willem Dafoe sounds half asleep.
What movie specifically?
Tales from Earthsea. The black sheep of the Ghibli catalog.
Literally the only
Aside
actor
from Earwig and the Witch.
Yeah. Literally the only actor in that movie that was trying was Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, Joe. But both were made by the same director.
And that director, oh boy,
Goro Miyazaki. The son.
Yeah,
the little son of the big head honcho Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, I mean, okay. To be fair to Goro, in the case of development, he didn't exactly get a lot of support from anybody, much less his dad.
And that was just bragging rights.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they've made up since then. I'm not sure. I mean, if they
well, they must have made up because Earwig and the Witch was partially Hayao Miyazaki's idea.
Kind of
That's the thing too. I decided to check that whole The Moon Jump just to see what was out there, and yeah, as you just saw, there's nothing out there, which makes you wonder why even put that hole in there. Why not just make it just a whole wall?
Again, maybe that was like a dummy thing, and they literally forgot to actually close it off in the final
and maybe
release.
You're normally not supposed to be able to go there, but there with the multi-jump.
Oh, sure. It's just that usually
when you get to the top platform, Jova, so a player might be naturally curious. To check that out.
Well, true, but to be fair, back in the day, stuff like, these hacks weren't exactly as revolutionary as they are nowadays, so obviously they make sure to close them off. Like, back in the day, it was more like about they'll never get here by norm, so they probably didn't feel the need to be as cautionary.
Yeah.
Navi?
Scissors?
Actually, no, Jova, you're right. They are Caesars.
Or a
why does it look like a Zelda fairy?
Like a butterfly.
There you go.
There it is.
No, don't go away.
What it does actually is unlock a specific passage in a level that we haven't unlocked yet.
Don't worry, guys.
The balloon does that, I guess.
No. Don't worry, Deji. It's National Free Balloon Day.
Not according to the Joker. Bob, gun, bang.
Alright, see ya.
See ya, everybody.